All right, so you have an athletic club, 6 swimming pools, this water park, golf course, dining options, conference center. I could go down the list here, but in terms of what has now reopened, the focus over the weekend was the water park, correct? What did you do? I guess what kind of measures have been taken and put into place to be able to reopen?
So the first thing we did is we reduced our seating occupancy. The water park can handle thousands of people, but we reduced it down to about 550 seats. So that was the first thing. And then we were able to really spread out in groups of 4 so your family could stay together. And we opened on Saturday, and it went, it's like perfect.
And so what does that mean in terms of people coming back and returning and using the facilities? Did you actually see as many people as you anticipated or even more come this weekend?
It was better than we hoped. So the second the governor lifted the order, our phones just lit up. And we're getting a lot of same-day books. We're getting people extending their stay. Everyone this weekend I talked to, people were stopping me and saying, hey, the place looks great. Thanks for being here. And we're taking all the extra precautions. So we screen our employees. We take their temperatures when they come in. Of course, you know, if you don't feel good, don't come here to play or to work. We power wash the entire park, every surface, every seating area, every morning with soap and water. We have lifeguards, certified lifeguards that are watching every inch of active water. We have EMTs on staff. We have security officers walking around, encouraging people to be careful and be safe.
Hi, good morning. It's John Fort. I'm wondering, are you screening guests? And if a guest shows some sign of sickness, what's your policy? Are you informing them of that on the way in? And how will you know if it's working?
We're hoping the guests are educated enough by now to know to stay home if they don't feel well. If we see someone who is showing any symptoms, we'll have a security officer have a conversation with them, and we'll go from there.
What do the lawyers say if someone does get sick and tries to blame it on a visit to your facility? Where do we stand right now in the ongoing conversation about liability for companies regarding guests and employees?
Well, I think every state government are having those conversations about legislation, about those kind of lawsuits, and how do you prove it and how do you know? So I know those conversations are being held. I'm not sure where we are right now.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, you have a conference center. You do a lot of group business as well. You're also on the board of directors for the Arizona Lodging and Hotel Association. What is the expectation, I guess, longer term in terms of what that part of business, the business travel part of the business is going to look like? Do you expect that it's eventually going to recover, or do you think that with so many people working from home, that part of the business has changed fundamentally?
You know, I go back to 9/11, and we were all thinking it was going to be, you know, years and years and years. And it was a slow recovery, but I go back to last fall and even the beginning of this year, and we were full of group. And so I think you eventually get back to normal. Who knows how long that's going to be, but the entire industry is trying to figure out how groups are going to travel again and meet again. And that's a hard conversation. And the entire industry is trying to figure out what that looks like.
Paul, how are you going to know if your safety protocols are working? What measures are you using either on staff or on guests to see if anything needs to be adjusted?
Well, we haven't gotten to a point where we're overcrowded. You know, that's my concern. I just want everyone to play by the rules. You know, as a water park that's been in operation for 18 years, we've always had rules. You can't go down the slide if you're under 48 inches. We're careful on beverage service. We're careful with food handling. You know, our lifeguards watch for safety in the water. So, you know, we're really good at enforcing rules. We've been doing it for a long time, and now we just have a new set of rules. And frankly, they're pretty simple. Stay 6 feet apart unless you're with somebody. You know, wash your hands often. Don't touch your face. Stay home if you don't feel well. So we're hoping by this time the public's educated, but we're ready to step in and control the situation if needed.
As the general manager of a major business in Arizona right now, as the state continues to move forward with these reopening phases, how closely are you watching testing, the development of vaccines? How important, how critical do you think it is to this particular industry?
I think it's important for everybody, and I think everybody's watching it very closely. It's become something you just do out of habit. Every morning, Arizona reports at 9 a.m., and I'm always watching what's going on with that. So, yeah, it's vital, and I think everyone is hoping for the best very soon.